It began like every other morning, a quiet room, soft light creeping through the blinds, and a simple habit he never thought twice about. At 72, he'd mastered routine. But on this day, that routine betrayed him. One motion, one instant, a sudden surge in his chest, a crackling panic behind his ribs. He hit the floor before he could cry out. By the time help arrived, the silence had already settled. What killed him wasn't dramatic. It was ordinary. That's what made it so dangerous. Today I'm diving into something almost every man does, but hardly anyone talks about the risks of. Here's the truth. Masturbation isn't the problem, but there are 4 specific mistakes, especially when you do them in the morning, that can quietly mess with your body, your heart, your energy, your confidence, even your sense of self, without you ever noticing until it's too late. In this video, I'm going to walk you through those hidden dangers, explain why mornings are such a risky time, and share practical, real-life ways to take care of yourself while still feeling like the man you are. And stick around, because I'll also reveal the exact time of day when self-pleasure is indeed just safe. It is actually good for your body and soul. Let's jump right in. Before we go further, if you're finding this kind of honest, life-changing advice helpful, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I make videos with practical tips for men over 60 to help you stay strong, sharp, and healthy as you age. I'm here for you. Now, let's get to the heart of it. What are these 4 dangerous mistakes men make in the morning, and why are they quietly hurting you more than you realize? Let's break them down one by one with real stories and tips you can use today. Mistake 1: rushing it when you're hungry and thirsty. Let me share something most older guys have never heard, and it's costing them more than they know. Every week I talk to men who start their day with the same quiet routine. They wake up early, maybe 5 or 6 a.m., before the rest of the world's stirring. They haven't eaten a bite, haven't had a single sip of water, and their body's still groggy from a long night of sleep. Without even thinking, they start to pleasure themselves. No warm-up, no breakfast, no drink, just a quick moment to feel something. To them, it seems like nothing, but to their aging body, their heart, their energy, their strength, it's like flooring the gas pedal on a cold engine. Here's why this is such a big deal. After you hit 60, your body doesn't bounce back like it did in your 30s or 40s. Your heart's working harder to keep everything steady, your energy's lower first thing in the morning, and you're often dehydrated after hours without water. When you jump straight into something intense like sexual arousal in that state, it's a shock to your whole system. Your heart starts racing, your blood pressure spikes, and your body's scrambling to catch up. For some guys, this shows up as feeling dizzy, weak, or even a little shaky afterward. For others, it's way more serious: fainting, a scary drop in energy, or even a trip to the ER. I'll never forget a patient named Frank, a 68-year-old retired mechanic, tough as nails. He came to me after a scary moment in his bathroom. He'd finished his morning routine, same as always, and suddenly felt like the room was spinning. He grabbed the sink to steady himself, thinking it was just a bad morning. Turns out, his heart couldn't handle the sudden strain because he hadn't eaten or hydrated. It was a wake-up call for him, and it should be for you too. Here's what you can do instead, and it's so simple it's almost silly. Before you even think about starting your day that way, take 5 minutes to care for your body. Grab a glass of water, room temperature, not ice cold, to go easy on your system. Eat something small, like a banana, a handful of nuts, or even a slice of toast with peanut butter. These give your body the fuel it needs to handle the moment without crashing. And try a quick stretch. Roll your shoulders, shake out your legs, or just stand and breathe deeply for a minute. This wakes up your muscles and gets your blood flowing smoothly. Think of it like warming up your car on a cold morning. You wouldn't rev the engine right after starting it, would you? Your body deserves that same respect. Frank started doing this. Water, a quick snack, a few stretches, and he told me it was like night and day. Not only did he feel steadier, but the experience itself felt better, more connected. Most guys don't make this connection because no one talks about it, but ignoring this could mean paying a price you don't see coming. If this first mistake is making you rethink your mornings, just wait until you hear the second one. It's something millions of men do every day with their phones, and it's not just hurting their relationships, it's messing with their mind in ways they don't even notice. Let me tell you about it. If you're still here, and this is hitting home, type 1 in the comments so I know you're on this journey with me. Let's keep going with the next big truth every man over 60 needs to hear. Mistake 2. Starting your day with porn. Every morning. Most guys won't admit it out loud, but a lot of them do it. They wake up, reach for their phone, and before they even get out of bed, they're scrolling. Not through emails, not through pictures of their grandkids, but through adult videos, looking for something to get them going. I've had men tell me for years, "Doc, it's just part of my morning. It wakes me up, makes me feel alive." But here's the thing they don't realize. When you start your day like this, especially every single day, you're doing more harm than you think. You're not just getting a quick thrill, you're changing how your mind works, and not in a good way. When you're over 60, your brain gets pickier about what makes you feel good. It's like it's got less patience for the real stuff and gets hooked on quick fixes. When you flood it with intense, fast-paced videos first thing in the morning, it's like feeding it junk food. It feels great for a second, but over time, it dulls everything else. Suddenly, real connection doesn't feel exciting anymore. A partner's touch doesn't light you up like it used to. Even simple moments of affection, like a hug or a smile, feel flat. Your body might still work, but your mind starts chasing something new and flashy every time. Take my patient Mike, a 65-year-old grandfather, married for 40 years. He came to me because he was struggling to feel close to his wife. He loved her deeply, but something was off. After some honest talk, he admitted he started every morning with his phone, watching videos to get in the mood. He thought it was harmless, but it had trained his brain to need constant newness. Real intimacy with his wife couldn't compete with the endless variety on his screen. It broke his heart to realize he'd drifted so far from her without meaning to. Here's what you can do to break this habit, and it's easier than you think. Start your morning with something that grounds you instead of overexciting you. Try putting your phone across the room so you're not tempted to grab it first thing. Instead, take a moment to focus on yourself. Think about a memory that makes you smile, like a great day with your partner or a time you felt strong and alive. If you need a spark, use your imagination or focus on sensations in your body, not a screen. If you're with someone, try a small gesture, like holding their hand or sharing a quiet moment together to build real connection. Mike tried this. He swapped his phone for a morning coffee with his wife, just talking and laughing like they used to. He started using his imagination instead of videos, picturing moments from their early days together. Within a month, he told me he felt closer to her than he had in years. His confidence came back, and so did his spark. If you're starting every morning with this habit, I'm asking you to pause. What you feed your mind first thing sets the tone for your whole day. Choose calm over chaos, real moments over a screen. It might feel weird at first, but your mind, your heart, and your relationships will thank you. You deserve connection that's real, not a quick hit that leaves you empty. If that one struck a chord, the next mistake might surprise you even more. It's not about what you're watching, it's about how you're sitting or moving when you finish. This one mistake could be quietly draining your energy and strength every single morning. Let me show you what I mean. Mistake 3, doing it in a tense or slouched position that hurts your body. This is the kind of mistake that seems so small, most guys don't even think about it. But in all my years as a doctor, I've seen how this one quiet habit, done behind closed doors, can slowly wear down a man's health and vitality. I had a patient named Tom, 74 years old, a retired carpenter, tough and proud, still living on his own. He told me he always did the same thing every morning. He'd sit on the edge of his bed, hunch forward, and get it done quick. No thought to how he was sitting, no awareness of how tense his body was, just a habit he'd had for years. When I asked how he felt afterward, he got quiet. "Lately," he said, "it's numb. I don't feel as much. It takes longer. It's not like it used to be." What Tom didn't know was that the way he was sitting was cutting off the flow of energy to his body. When you slouch forward, squeeze your legs together or tense up, especially if you do it every day, you're putting pressure on the parts of your body that keep you feeling strong, alive, and capable. For younger guys, the body can shake it off. But after 60, your system doesn't recover as easily. Over time, you might notice tingling, less sensation, or things just not working like they used to. Some guys even feel numb or lose confidence because they think it's just aging. I saw this with another patient, a 70-year-old named George, who loved golfing with his buddies. He started noticing he felt stiff and less responsive after his morning routine. He'd sit in a tight chair, leaning forward, and it was like he was squeezing the life out of his lower body. That tension was blocking the blood and energy his body needed to feel good and stay healthy. He thought it was just his age catching up, but it was his posture. Here's how to fix this, and it's so practical you can start today. Instead of sitting or hunching, find a position that lets your body stay open and relaxed. Try lying back on your bed with a pillow under your hips to keep things comfortable. Keep your legs slightly apart, not squeezed together. Breathe deeply and let your muscles stay loose. If you prefer sitting, use a chair with good support, sit up straight, and avoid leaning forward. The goal is to let your body breathe and flow, not clamp down. I told Tom to try this. Lie back, relax his hips, keep things open. I also suggested he do a quick pelvic stretch beforehand. Just lie on his back, pull one knee to his chest for 10 seconds, then switch sides. Within a few weeks, he came back beaming. He said he felt more alive, more connected, like the experience was his again. George did the same, and he noticed he had more energy for golf too. Sometimes the smallest shift can change everything. Most guys never hear this advice because no one teaches it, but it makes a bigger difference than you'd think. Now, as important as your body's position is, there's one more mistake I need to tell you about, and it's not about your body at all. It's about your heart and mind. Because what you feel about yourself during and after these moments can quietly hurt you in ways you don't expect. Stay with me. This one goes deeper than most guys realize. If you're still watching and this is resonating, drop a 1 in the comments to let me know you're still here. Now, let's move on to the 4th mistake. This one might make you rethink everything you thought you knew. Mistake 4. Feeling guilty or ashamed afterward. This mistake is the hardest to see, but it leaves the deepest marks. It's not about what you do or how you do it. It's about how you feel when it's over. For a lot of men, that feeling is shame, and it's heavier than you might think. So many older guys carry this silent weight without saying a word. Maybe it's because of how they were raised. Maybe they grew up hearing that self-pleasure was wrong, weak, or something to hide. Or maybe it's the loneliness of getting older, waking up alone, trying to feel something, anything, before facing another long day. Even if the moment feels good, it's often followed by something much heavier: regret, self-judgment, and that quiet voice in your head that says, you shouldn't be doing this, you're too old for this. I had a patient named Robert, a 67-year-old widower, who carried this guilt for years. He'd lost his wife a decade earlier, and his morning routine was his way of feeling alive. But afterward, he'd feel this wave of sadness and shame, like he was betraying her memory or letting himself down. He didn't realize that weight was dragging down his energy, his mood, even his health. He came to me because he was feeling tired all the time, struggling to focus and losing his drive. It wasn't just his age. It was the emotional toll of that guilt. Here's what most guys don't know. That shame doesn't just hurt your heart. It messes with your whole body. It sets off a stress reaction that throws you off balance, making you feel foggy, drained, or less like yourself. I've seen men worry about low energy or trouble feeling connected, and often it traces back to this unspoken stress, shame tied to something that's completely natural. Here's how to break free, and it starts with a mindset shift. First, give yourself permission to feel good. Remind yourself that wanting to feel alive, to feel pleasure, is human. It's not weak or wrong, no matter your age. If guilt creeps in, try this. After you're done, take a moment to breathe deeply and say something kind to yourself like, "I'm okay. I deserve this moment." It sounds simple, but it rewires how you feel. If you're spiritual, you might find comfort in a quick prayer or reflection to let go of shame. Another tip, create a morning ritual that feels uplifting, not heavy. Robert started journaling after his routine. Just a few lines about something he was grateful for, like a memory of his wife or a plan for the day. It helped him shift from guilt to peace. He also started talking to a close friend about his feelings, which made him realize he wasn't alone. Within a few months, he told me he felt lighter, more present, like he was allowed to be human again. Your body listens to what your mind tells it. When you beat yourself up for wanting to feel good, you feel worse. But when you allow yourself to enjoy the moment without judgment, you relax, your mind clears, and you start to heal. You deserve that peace, especially in your private moments. No man should feel punished for trying to feel alive. Most guys think they're stuck choosing between hiding or feeling bad, but there's a better way, a way to respect your body, protect your mind, and enjoy these moments without fear or regret. And it starts with knowing when to do it. Timing isn't just about what's convenient. It can be the difference between feeling good and feeling harmed. In just a moment, I'll share the exact time of day when self-pleasure becomes not only safe, but uplifting for your body and soul. Don't miss this. The question I get most from older guys is this: "Doc, when's the right time to do it?" After everything we've covered, the dangers of rushing in the morning, the weight of guilt, the harm of bad habits, this question isn't just about scheduling. It's about honoring your body, respecting your energy, and choosing moments that lift you up instead of dragging you down. Here's what I tell my patients, straight up and without judgment. The best time for self-pleasure after 60 is in the late afternoon or early evening, usually between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. Why? By that time, your body's fully awake. You've had water, eaten a meal or two, and had time to move around. Your heart's settled into a steady rhythm, your energy's stronger, and your mind's less stressed. Plus, your natural drive, the spark that makes you feel like a man, starts to kick in during these hours. In this window, your body and mind are in sync. You're less likely to feel rushed or guilty, and more likely to feel calm and present. It creates the perfect moment for a release that feels satisfying and leaves you peaceful, not drained. You might be amazed at how different it feels. Instead of stress or urgency, there's connection. Instead of regret, there's calm. Instead of feeling wiped out, you feel restored. I had a patient named Carl, a 62-year-old retired teacher, who felt like pleasure was slipping away. He thought his body was just done. We talked about his routine, and he was forcing it in the early morning, stressed and rushed. I suggested he try the late afternoon instead. Make it a moment of care, not a quick fix. I told him to set the scene, dim the lights, play some soft music, maybe even take a warm shower first to relax. He laughed at first, thinking it sounded fancy, but he tried it. A few weeks later, he came back with a big smile. "It feels like me again," he said. "It feels alive, like I'm allowed to enjoy it." Here's how you can make this work. Pick a time in that 4 to 7 p.m. window when you know you won't be interrupted. Create a small ritual to make it special. Maybe light a candle, put on a favorite song, or just sit quietly for a minute to clear your mind. Hydrate and eat a light snack beforehand, like a piece of fruit or some yogurt, to keep your energy steady. And focus on being present. Think about what feels good, not what's next on your to-do list. This isn't just about your body, it's about your dignity, your presence, and your right to feel alive. If you've been struggling, questioning, or just going through the motions, maybe the fix isn't in what you're doing, but when and how. Try this change and let your body show you what's possible. It's never too late to take back your health, one quiet moment at a time. By now, you might be seeing things a little differently, and if you are, I want to say something loud and clear. You're not alone. You're not broken. And you were definitely not the only man over 60 trying to figure out what's going on in those private moments. For more than 30 years, I've listened to men just like you, strong, proud, private guys who carry questions, habits, and quiet worries they're too ashamed to say out loud. And here's what I've learned. No matter how old you are, your need to feel connection, to feel pleasure, to feel alive, it never goes away. It just gets quieter, trickier, and easier to mess up when we don't listen to what our body's trying to tell us. We've covered 4 specific mistakes older men make with morning masturbation. They don't sound like a big deal at first. Skipping breakfast, watching a quick video, sitting the wrong way, feeling a little bad afterward. But over time, these small things add up. They sap your energy, block your strength, mess with your mind, and chip away at your confidence, all while you're telling yourself, it's nothing. But it is something, because your health is everything. Your heart, your energy, your sense of self, they matter more now than ever. As we get older, every choice starts to mean a little more. That's not something to be afraid of. It's something to embrace. Your body deserves that respect. You deserve it. This isn't about giving up pleasure. It's about choosing it more carefully, more thoughtfully, at the right time, in the right way. Not as a secret you hide, not as a crutch to get through the day, but as a moment of self-respect. That's why I shared the best time to do it. Late afternoon to early evening, when your body's ready, your heart's steady, and your mind's at ease. A time when these moments lift you up instead of pulling you down. Try these practical steps. Hydrate and eat before, relax your body, skip the screen, and let go of guilt. Create a moment that feels like it's yours, not something you're sneaking. My patient Frank started carrying a water bottle by his bed to remind himself to drink first. Mike set a picture of his wife by his nightstand to focus on her instead of his phone. Tom taped a note to his mirror that said, "Lie back, breathe," to remind him to stay relaxed. Robert wrote 1 gratitude each day to shift his mindset. These small, real changes added up to big results. More energy, more connection, more life. If you've been doing things the same way and wondering why it doesn't feel right anymore, now you know why. And now you have the power to change it, gently, quietly, but with purpose. I hope this gave you clarity. I hope it gave you permission to feel okay about yourself. And more than anything, I hope it reminded you that you're still a man, with needs, with worth, and with every right to feel good in your own skin, especially now. So take what you've learned today and make it work for you. If this message touched something deep, share it with a friend who might need to hear it. We're all getting older, but we don't have to do it alone or in silence. If this video helped you understand yourself a little better or made you feel less alone, please hit subscribe. I make content for men in their 60s and beyond because your health, your voice, and your dignity still matter. If you're still with me, type "I'm still learning" in the comments below. Let's keep reminding each other that growing older doesn't mean stopping. It means growing deeper.